morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Before I ran for mayor, improving the conditions in our corrections facility was an issue close to my heart, as it is to many others in our community. That's why I shut down the MSI, known as the Workhouse. That facility had inhumane conditions for our detainees, and we closed it down, and soon we will tear it down. Now, all inmates in our custody, or detainees in our custody, are housed at the City Justice Center, and I know that we haven't yet been able to reach our goals at that facility. And that's why today I am announcing the appointment of Doug Burris as the Provisional Commissioner of Corrections for the City of St. Louis. We know he was the right person for the job because he has decades of high-level experience in the field of corrections. When Doug was asked to take over the St. Louis County Jail, that facility was facing some serious challenges. And by the time he left, it received the highest accreditation scores of any jail in the country. Even though the City Justice Center in St. Louis has improved in some ways during my tenure, the fact is that we need our jail to continue to improve, to be safer, better equipped to bring down recidivism rates, and gain community trust. Doug's experience and professional insight will bring us a long way. Late last year, we hired Doug on a contractual basis to assess the conditions at the City Justice Center and bring me a report on how we can improve that facility. In the spirit of transparency and community trust, we are making this report and the recommendations for improvements available to the public. And today, I'm directing Doug to implement several of his recommendations within the first 60 days of his tenure. These include partnering with a recruitment firm to increase the number of correctional officers in the facility, initiating an employment mentorship program for detainees, working with the St. Louis Public Library to bring in books into the facility, and much more. A memo containing these 60-day action steps is available online and has been provided to the press in packets that you received today. I can think of no better person to take on this work than Doug Burris. He will work on a provisional basis, and we will continue conducting a national search for a permanent leader of the CJC. And with Doug having implemented many of his recommendations, by the time that we have that replacement, our new CJC commissioner will take over a division that's in a much better place than it's ever been. I'm incredibly grateful to Doug. It says a lot about his commitment to our community and that he's agreed to take on this challenge. Thank you, Doug. And now I'll pass it over to our Director of Public Safety, Chief Charles Coyle.
Since its inception, the City Justice Center, particularly the Division of Correction, has been in the forefront of many. It's a vital part of the administration's reimagination of the public safety. It's at times the leading headlines of the local news. And it's a daily concern on the hearts and minds of those individuals within our community who have loved ones that are there awaiting trial. It is understandable why the Justice Center and its operation is a top priority, and it's those very reasons why we continue to work toward improvement of the conditions and care of those residing and working within the facility. Over the recent years, we have continuously worked towards impactful improvements within the Division of Corrections. In the area concerning the number of deaths in custody, we have focused our attention and strategies toward addressing the root cause associated with those deaths. In the area concerning the number of, within the last year, we have finalized the selection of a permanent health care provider, PCUSA, and we've invested nearly $2 million towards the oversight of that provider, with the oversight being managed locally by the Department of Health. The Division of Corrections has prioritized training for our correctional officers to recognize and report signs, behaviors, and incidents that indicate mental health status changes among our detainees. With the training along with other measures that were set in place, the number of detainees seeking mental health care has increased by 900%, with a mental health list expanding from 20 to 200. within 1 year of implementation. That 900% is not just a number. It represents lives being touched and detainees being helped well before the engagement of life-ending measures. When dealing with the drug overdoses, we combated the entrance of contraband into the facility through collaboration with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department's K-9 unit to conduct routine drug sweeps. Corrections administrations have also taken decisive action to hold staff accountable by terminating officers who violate contraband policies. This is a clear signal that we know will not tolerate such behavior and that safety in the facility remains a top priority. Through additional training and the collaboration with mental health professionals when addressing discipline issues, there has been more than a 70% reduction rate in the use of force employed by correctional officers since 2021, resulting in no injuries to detainees or correctional staff. While we've made significant progress, as the Director of Public Safety, I would be the first to acknowledge that there is still much work to be done. Changing the culture within the facility, strengthening and collaborating with stakeholders, and enhancing the programming available to detainees are key areas we must continue to improve. The provisional hiring of Doug Burris, a person with an impressive yet tangible track record, will not only help to sustain the effective results of the changes that we've begun to implement, but it all will help to reinforce metrics that will build on these improvements in the months and years to come. We have seen the tremendous changes that were implemented by Doug while serving his tenure at St. Louis County. And we are confident that the implementation of his strategic direction will influence, shape, and set the benchmarks for the continued success we are looking to attain for the City Justice Center. As Doug serves in his provisional role, we will be actively engaged in a thorough and thoughtful process to select a permanent corrections commissioner. I want to emphasize that this decision is one I take with the utmost seriousness and care. We are committed to finding not just a qualified candidate, but the right fit, with the right mindset and vision to lead effectively. This process will not be rushed, as we are dedicated to making the best choice for the future of the department. With the hiring of Doug, we can be assured that while we take the time to complete a selection process, the culture and conditions within our facility and the care of those in our custody will be in good hands. I have every confidence that Doug will continue to drive positive change and help us foster a facility that serves the community, those in our custody, and the dedicated staff who are committed to our mission. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Monty.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us today. In October of 2023, Mayor Jones entrusted me and the Department of Health with oversight and evaluation of healthcare services at the St. Louis City Justice Center. The Mayor's office also granted the Department of Health approximately $2 million to secure a new healthcare provider, with the contract at this time set to expire in just 1 month. The department acted quickly. We compiled monthly epidemiological reports, recruited oversight staff, and enlisted our Behavioral Health Bureau to train correctional officers in mental health crises management and Narcan use. At the same time, we consulted with the National Commission on Correctional Health Care, NCCHC, whose mission it is to improve the quality of healthcare in jails, prisons, and juvenile confinement facilities, holding institutions under their care to national standards, to help secure an emergency provider. They referred us to Physician Correctional USA, or PCUSA, and we secured an emergency contract with them in under 2 months. That contract was effective December 1st of 2023. This contract ensured comprehensive medical, behavioral, and dental care for individuals in custody. The first year has seen significant improvement, as described by both NCCHC and the report compiled by Doug Burris. We rose to the challenge with strategy, conviction, and intentionality. First, by requiring ongoing in-person site visits and audits by the NCCHC to address deficiencies and to improve care. Mental health remains a priority, as do assessments at intake, crisis intervention, medication management, and discharge planning. Since December of 2023, we have seen significant progress in the services provided to those in CJC care. I want to share some of those metrics with you. First, jail deaths have dramatically decreased from 6 in 2022, 5 in 2023, to just 2 in 2024 under our oversight. Having said that, one death is too many. We continue to push every day to improve. Non-fatal overdoses dropped from 12 in the first half of 2024 to only 1 in the second half. It is important to note that according to the United States Department of Justice, overdose rates in city jails have increased by 211% since 2019 nationally and are the #1 leading cause of death. It is also estimated nationally that 30 to 50% of detainees suffer from some sort of drug dependency. So it is very promising that under our department's oversight and evaluation, these metrics have been consistently trending in the opposite way in CJC. Also, intake screenings rose from 75.8% to 92.6%, and health assessments increased from just 18.8% to 92.6%. We cannot accept any death, but we must acknowledge the reduction in these devastating statistic, which now draws CJC within range of national average of 1.4 deaths annually per 1,000 incarcerated individual, according to national data. The Department of Health remains dedicated to further progress through eager collaboration with our newly appointed commissioner, as well as all our partners and stakeholders. Together, we are committed to delivering meaningful, lasting change with the ultimate goal that every individual in CJC receives the care they need and deserve. Thank you. I will now turn it over to our new Commissioner, Doug Burris.
Thank you. Well, I don't have any prepared remarks because I came to go to work today. I'm very excited, also somewhat nervous about this opportunity. My wife asked me, why would you take this job? And I said, because I think it is set up for success. And I think you will see that success in the short term, not wait for it in the long term. I know that the community partners I've worked with in doing my report were very helpful. I talked to attorneys that are suing the jail who gave me great information on how to better the jail. And I think that we are on the verge of some great things that are going to happen immediately. You'll see things within the coming few weeks. So thank you.